welcome everybody to a new episode of Girlstalk, talk by faith and not by sight. Today I'm with my sister Chanel.
Hi
Like
guys.
we're hi, sorry, we're here every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central European Time with a new episode of our talk show, and I'm so happy that you are tuning in today. So let's start off with asking Chanel, how was your week, girl?
Yes. How was my week? Oh, my
Mm-hmm.
week was good. Yes. The weekend was a bit hectic because we had our cousins sleeping over,
Mm-hmm.
like the two of
Oh,
them.
nice.
So, and I'm not a mom for the people who do not, know, but I'm not a mom. So it was like I had to adjust. Normally I can sleep in, I can do whatever I want to. So and now I couldn't. So
Mm-hmm.
this was a very good assignment, I guess. So some practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
But no,
good.
it was yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, how was your weekend? Huh?
uh, it was short.
Sure. Okay, I hear you. Yeah.
My children they play sports, so I had to leave the house at
Yes.
7 Saturday morning, and then the
Wow.
youngest had his football soccer game, and I
Yeah.
yelled so loud because I'm a cheerleader, I'm a fangirl,
Yeah,
and then I
yeah,
had to go to basketball. It's my oldest his game,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
there I shouted loud also. Like I'm fan of all the children, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when
During the month.
it was time to go home, I think it was around two, maybe three. We had to make a stop at the supermarket, and I was asking
Mm-hmm.
the lady something where I could find
Yeah.
something, and my voice was like, uh-uh, and it was done. It was so over
No.
me. So it
Oh
was
my
like
days.
time for you to
Yeah.
be quiet. So that's what you can
Wow.
hear now. My voice is not completely here yet. So
Yeah, yeah.
I shouted so loud. I
You
had so much
shouted too
fun. It
loud.
was such
Yeah. No, but it's fun.
so
It's fun. Yeah. And I'm sure that the boys are like so happy to like see you, cheering on from the side. So
yeah.
yeah. No, that's sweet.
And I cheer
Yeah.
on all the
Yeah.
children, not only my children, all the
No,
children,
like
also the children from the opposite team. And then they get
no.
mad, they get upset with me,
Yeah,
our teams.
yeah.
But I'm like, they are still children. I need to cheer
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
everybody. And
Yes.
they kind
Yeah.
of understand, but that's not what is being taught. You need to be against the
No,
like
the opposite
they
team. Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah, yeah,
tend to
yeah.
in sports they tend to raise their children to see the opposite team as the enemy,
Mm.
and they are not the
Yeah.
enemy. They are just children that are having fun. So if they do something that's a beautiful goal, I'm gonna
Mhm.
shout it out. I'm gonna applaud them because when
Yeah.
it's good, right? It doesn't
It's
matter
good,
that
yeah.
it's not my child, it's not my
And
team.
there is a lesson,
So
yeah, there's a lesson in that as well to like acknowledge when something is good and when something is bad, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what I do. So
Mm.
kind of understand now, but at the
Mm.
beginning of the season, both teams were
They
like,
were like,
"Miss Alicia, you are in the wrong. You are
yeah,
in the
yeah.
wrong." I'm like, "No, baby, I'm not in the wrong.
No.
You need to
They thought you
cheer
were
people
mistaken.
on."
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what
And
I
I
did.
do get
But
it because like sporters, they are very competitive. So
yeah,
yeah, but yeah,
it cost me my voice, so that's it.
yeah. But like it's okay because she still got some voice left to do this, girls talk.
Uh, the
So
name of Jesus. Yes.
amen, amen. So
Okay,
yeah, the topic of
start
today.
off our conversation because the title
Yeah.
of this session is "How do you deal with confrontation?" So
Yes.
uh, I need, I think I'm going to give a backstory,
Hmm.
uh, my own backstory about confrontation.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was so afraid of confrontation.
Mm.
Conf- confront Confronting people was the hardest thing for me to do. I could not confront
Yeah.
people. And if you ask me why, I cannot really tell you why. But I think the essence is that I was afraid for people not liking me.
Hmm.
Understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
confrontation, like confrontation sounds like a negative thing. And I grew up
Mm.
with the thought that having confrontation was something negative, was something
Yeah.
you're not supposed to be doing. I think it comes from my mom because my dad loves confrontation. Let me be honest, he loves some
Okay.
confrontation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes I'm like, Papa, not everything
You
needs
know,
to be
too much.
confronted.
Yeah, yeah, right.
And my mom is like, "Oh no, let's not do it. No, leave it." Oh, and I think that's a mentality. I think it's
Mm.
the how do you say that, colonization mentality, because the country
Ah,
where
okay.
we are from was colonized. That's what I think,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
yeah.
were taught not to,
To
And my
confront,
mom,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah.
she does not like confrontation, and she always taught me, "Oh, leave it, leave it." But the problem
Mhm.
with that, I'm gonna come with the problem that I had with that. So I
Yeah.
never had the confrontation. I was taught it was bad, and I was afraid for you not liking me. It's just as simple as
Yeah.
that.
So, like
How
the
was
fear of
confrontation
rejection
for you? Hmm?
actually. The fear of
Yeah,
rejection
rejection.
actually. Yeah. Mm.
That was my issue, the rejection.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I didn't want to feel rejected because I already felt rejected as a child. Like not
Mm,
only
mhm.
in different situations, I felt rejected. So I was so
Yeah.
afraid about confronting you that if I would say something to you, you would
Mhm.
interpret it as negative, and you would
Yeah.
stop
Dislike you.
hanging out with me, dislike me,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
typical children
Mhm.
stuff. But it
Yeah.
wasn't just in my childhood. It
Mm.
developed while growing up, in adulthood.
Yeah.
So the problem with um, what I had with confrontation is what I told you, because my mama told me it's not necessary, and I do believe not
Yeah.
everything should be confronted, but
Mhm.
confrontation is not negative. Sometimes it's
And it's
about healing.
necessary. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you don't
Wow.
like confrontation either.
No, I don't. And
Mm,
it's funny because, like, I used to confront like a lot in my childhood and in my
mhm,
teens, but due to like
mhm,
anxiety, like guys, you can
mhm,
watch my whole story in the previous girls talks. But since
mhm,
my anxiety and being depressed and everything, I was afraid to like fail.
mhm,
So
mm,
my lack of confrontation didn't come from rejection per se, that as well, but
mhm,
mostly from the fear
mhm.
of failing. I didn't want to fail
Yeah,
or fail the
yeah.
person or fail, the task or anything. So I would just not confront the thing and just,
Mhm,
pretend it wasn't there or it wasn't happening. So
mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
mhm.
But like
Yeah,
as a child,
and
like I'm very confrontative. Yeah.
yeah, were you? Because I
Yeah.
was not. And people that know me now, they don't believe
Mm.
that I was not.
Yeah.
Maybe like 5 years ago, I still wasn't.
Wow.
But
Okay.
the reason, 'cause, the last couple of years went by so fast. So I cannot
Yes.
remember when it started, because I
Mm.
truly do remember a conversation I had with my friend Anastasia. I think it was about
Yeah.
5 years ago. She was like, confront the person, confront them, and
Yeah.
so oh, for sure. And I was like, I cannot do that. And she got mad at me. You need to confront people so you can get closure. And that's another
Yeah.
thing. I don't believe in closure. I think closure is something of the world.
Okay.
But
Can you elaborate a bit
yeah,
on that?
do you want to talk about it today? Okay,
No,
closure.
yeah, a
Let's
little
talk
bit.
about
Yeah.
okay. Um, why? Just the honest question. Why do you need closure?
Okay, so people say, right, to
Yeah.
be able to move on. That's what people say usually when they mean, I need
Yeah.
closure or anything. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
I think I know what you're going
mm-hmm,
to say. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Do you need the approval of people to be able to move on?
No, no, and that
No,
was not
right?
even the
Yeah.
biggest point I was going. But no,
Ah,
I don't
okay.
need a proof. No, but
No.
the thing is, with closure, the thing about closure,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give you two scenarios about closure.
Yeah.
First, the person is how do you say that? Is open for the yeah, it's open for the conversation. Uh, the
Yeah.
person wants to have the conversation about what is bothering you, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And it can be, it could go two ways, you know?
Mhm.
the person is receptive about
Yeah.
what is going on with you. But
Mhm.
did you ever think about the person that is not receptive? Sometimes you will
Yeah.
never be able to get closure. That's okay.
Mhm.
But we
Yeah.
are taught to have the confrontation and so the person can see the situation through your eyes. And the thing about
Yeah.
closure is people are longing for an apology, and that's
That's
why I
actually
don't
the end
believe
goal.
in
Yeah.
but that's why you need closure. Closure is you letting the other person know that you are in your feelings, and there we go, you're
Mhm.
in your feelings,
Feelings or
and
anything. Yeah.
if you and you need an apology from that person. That is what closure is.
Mhm.
But sometimes you don't, yeah, you're not going to get the
Apology.
apology. So
Right. Yeah.
you need to move on then. So if you are going to depend on closure instead of
It
papa, of
it
course,
can.
but if you are going
Yeah.
to uh, depend on closure, you are setting yourself up for failure.
Mm.
Closure, I think it's setting yourself up for failure. But I'm not
Yeah.
telling you not have a confrontation, because that's the other part of uh, uh, this discussion.
Uh.
Still
Yeah.
have the conversation of the confrontation about what is bothering you, but don't
Mm.
aim at closure. But because you're gonna
Mm.
come out, how do you say that? Uh,
Disappointed.
deceived, disappointed,
Yeah.
deceived.
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
sometimes okay, I'm gonna tell you what my mind, what I think about confrontation. I was
Mhm.
afraid to confront people. As simple as
Mhm.
that.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah.
I I told you the reasons why I was afraid to confront people. Now I'm a little bit too good in confronting people. The reason yeah, I tend to go
I'm
my
sorry.
daddy's way,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the confrontation is not about you, it's about me. And that's what I had to learn. Confronting you, sometimes I confront people and they are like, why are you confronting me in this manner? I'm
Mm.
never rude, by the way, but I confront you not for you. My confrontation has nothing to do with you. My confrontation
Mhm.
has to do with me. Papa had to
Mhm.
teach me that with my rejection, the rejection that was
Yeah.
going on in my life, that it
Mhm.
it was taking the lead in my life. Uh, the, sp- it was the spirit of rejection. So
Mm.
with that in my life, I had to learn how to confront people, not for closure, not for not to start a fight, but for me
Mhm.
to
For you.
know the reason why people act the way they act. It's not closure.
Mm.
It's for me to
Mhm.
understand that sometimes people act the way they act not to hurt you. And sometimes people do something and they never thought about the consequences of that.
Yeah.
And
True.
you don't have to agree, because that's not what my confrontation is about. But I
Mm-mm.
have to know, because my problem, and I'm going to be straight up,
Yeah.
when something happens, and I wake up, and 3 o'clock in the morning, that's the time I wake up. And you already know what it is. If you know, you know. If you don't know,
Yeah.
you need to know.
Yeah.
You can set the clocks at 3 o'clock in the morning. I wake up, and the scenario starts playing in my head. And then the rejection starts to talk to
To
me.
speak.
And
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
yeah, it speaks. And then from this little thing, it's all of a
It's gonna
sudden
get
this big.
bigger.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and with that, you get confused, you get depressed, you get, the rejection,
Yeah.
you open up for rejection again. So the confrontation is
Right.
not to be right or have closure. The confrontation is for me to understand why something happened.
Mm. Yeah.
Not because I need to know, but
No.
so I know not to give rejection a foothold.
A
That's why I
opening.
had to
Right. Yeah.
opening, yeah. That's why I
Yeah.
had to start confronting people, not
Wow.
to be difficult, but I know a lot of people experience my confrontation as
Mm-hmm.
being difficult, but I'm not being difficult at all. I'm just, what I told you, making sure
It's
that
for your
my mind
home.
doesn't go out. That's why I need to
Right.
start a conversation.
So could
Does it
you
make
say
sense?
that, it does make sense because like when we do not take care of things, like spiritual things, I would say what you're saying is
Mm-hmm.
true. Like you can give an opening to the enemy to start working in your
Yeah.
mind, to start working with your
Yeah.
feelings. So that's
Yeah.
why, it's good to like a bit of a closure, but for yourself, I guess. I don't know if
Yeah.
closure is the right word, but it's like for you
I
to
don't
make
know
sure that
either.
you're not gonna wander off. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
there a different word?
Yeah.
But no, I get what you
But
mean.
maybe it goes in against the thing I told you about closure, because I don't believe, I
Mm,
think it's something of the world. It's the enemy
yeah.
that you cannot have closure, you cannot move on with your life if you don't have closure. I don't believe that part.
Mm.
You can
It's
always move on because you
limiting.
have,
Exactly.
yeah,
Amen.
it's
Yeah.
limiting. Yeah, that's why I don't believe it.
Mm.
But for me, it's not
Yeah.
about the closure. It's for me not making up a whole story.
Right.
Like,
Do you
I'm
know?
gonna give
Yeah.
you, I'm gonna speak a lot. I'm gonna give you an
No, we love
example,
that. Yeah.
and
Uh.
I'm gonna give you the details.
Mm-hmm.
One of the trainers of my youngest son at
Mm-hmm.
football, soccer football. I'm gonna call it football
Yeah.
because that's what we call it in Europe. Um, one day, it was in December. I know the date because I looked it up. One
Oh
day,
wow.
I came to the football practice,
Mm-hmm.
and my husband called me up front. There was only one trainer there present, and
Mm-hmm.
she was an assistant trainer, and she just started, and she
Mm-hmm.
had 32 children to tend to, and what she
Wow.
wasn't, how do you say that, equipped to do so.
Experience and equipped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my husband was like, he called me, Alicia, I'm going to pull Joshua out of from the field, and I'm going to take him home because this doesn't make sense, because all the
No.
children were misbehaving. Like my child is one of the how do you say that, the come up,
Sweetest, well behaved.
well behaved children, and
Yeah.
even he was acting in a different manner. He was making
Yeah.
backflips. There was no structure at all. You
Yeah.
know, one of the children was cussing her out, cursing her, and he was like, "This doesn't make sense. I'm gonna take my child off the field and I'm gonna take him home."
Yeah.
And I was like,
Going
"No, don't do that,
home.
Finn.
Mm.
Let me call the board, because
Mm.
I have the numbers of a couple of board members, and I called the board member and I told them what was up.
Yeah.
Listen, there's a problem, da, 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 da." And I was trying to solve it because my husband
Mm.
wasn't the only parent that was like, "I'm gonna take my child home."
Yeah.
So with having a pure heart, I made that call
Mhm.
and never thought of it again. Um, the board member called me a couple of weeks later. Are you content with the way I solve things? And I was really content. I
Mhm.
thanked him. Thank you for being so quick, to
Yeah,
fixing this
yeah.
problem.
Hmm.
I thought that was it. But
Yeah.
after a couple of weeks, I started noticing that my son's trainer, his actual trainer, his demeanor changed towards me. And I was like,
Oh.
okay, okay. But then I'm like, you's a grown man. I don't have to ask you what's the matter. That's what
No,
I
you
thought.
can come.
If there's something the
Yeah.
matter from your, I'm gonna make a point, I promise. If something is the
Mm.
matter with you, there's nothing the matter with me. So I'm not gonna confront you. I'm not gonna ask you what is the matter. But
Mm.
it became worse. And then after a while, he said something to my husband, and I was like, ooh, baby, is he in his feelings about something or something? Or maybe. And my
Yeah.
husband said, I think so. And then I was like, I'm going to be the bigger person. I was like, uh, I saw a change in your demeanor. Did something occur for you to have a change in demeanor? And he was like,
Yeah.
no, Alice, no, nothing's the matter. No, no, I was just tired. No, 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 no. I was like, okay. I
Okay.
was- I told him, we've known each other for a couple of years, so I was like, if something is wrong, okay. But I didn't feel like asking him, was because I was like, if something is the matter with you, you need to
You
do it yourself. Okay.
right,
Okay. But
yeah.
I, okay. So a couple of days later, he came back to me. He was like, Alice, come, listen. I need to tell you something. And I was like, okay, what's up? And told me, you asked me if something was the matter. And I told you no, but
Mhm.
that was a lie. There's something the matter. And I was like, oh, what is wrong?
What? Yeah.
Still being sincere. And he told me, yeah, you remember that day? And that's the enemy, by the way. So you remember the
Oh,
day that you
wow.
called the
The board?
board member
Yeah.
about the training? I was the one that was responsible, and I took a day off because I thought everything was set, and
Ooh.
everybody was sick, so only the lady trainer
Mm,
was available, and I didn't know it was this mess. But you, how do you say that? You passed me by.
mhm.
You went behind my back to take care of it, and I don't appreciate it. And I was like, whoa. I was like, oh, is that how
Okay.
you interpret it? Yeah. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, that's why I distanced myself from you. And the first thing that came to my mind, and I'm not trying to be rude, was like, we don't sleep together. So distancing yourself from me and my husband, you
It's
don't
not
lay
gonna
in. I'm like, okay, but don't be rude, Alicia. So I listened to
yeah.
him, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And I told him, listen up. Thank you for telling me, and I'm sorry that you felt that way. But
Mhm.
why did you
Wow. Yeah.
this long? You waited for me to confront you. That's the first thing,
Mm.
because your whole demeanor changed toward me.
Yeah.
And what I said, we don't owe each other anything. So I'm not really too upset about it, but I want to resolve issues. So
Mm.
I'm sorry you felt the way, but why didn't you come to me sooner? And then I would have
Yeah.
told you what actually took place.
Mm.
And he was like, no, no, no. But the thing is, and this is the point I'm going to make, I looked up the dates. This happened on the 6th of December 2023. Yeah. And the day
Yeah.
he told me, it was the 5th of March 2024. So he sat on it for 3 whole months. 3 whole months
Yes.
he sat on you. And he made his own story in his head. So from
Yeah.
this small thing, he made a big issue in his head.
Mm.
You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And that's the
Yeah.
point. So he's the best example for me. He made a story in his head,
Mhm.
and for being this small of an issue, he now thinks
It grew
we betrayed
bigger.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. And I told him, yeah, I'm sorry that you felt this way, but that was never
Mhm.
my intention. And I was
No.
trying to be the bigger. That was never my intention, but I'm kind of disappointed in you that you didn't come to me and talk about it, because this it was
Right.
a simple explanation. Not that I needed to give him an explanation, but there was
No.
some the situation was different, and that's in this case that's what my point is. The devil took it, and the devil ran with the issue, and
Yes.
he is truly madly deeply upset with us right now, and he still is.
Mm.
So I gave him a little time. I was like, you need to how do you say that, reset your composure.
Yeah.
Is that
Mm.
what really he did at first? Because I saw he was relieved, but then I
Mhm.
had a conversation with the board member again of about
Mhm.
something else, and then he
Yeah.
felt upset. He felt like I had to talk to him about the issue, but it is not his place to talk about that issue. So I will never go to
So
him. So if something matter
no.
with the club, I'm going to talk to the person that counts.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he
that counts. That can
betrayed.
help you, right?
Yeah,
That can solve the
to
thing for
resolve my
you.
issue. Yeah.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah.
he's truly upset right now, and that's on him. It's between him and God, because I know
Mm.
who I am. I know my intentions. I know my heart. But that's the
Yeah.
reason why it's sometimes necessary to have the confrontation, because he sat on it,
Right.
and
Yeah.
if you're gonna sit on the egg, it's gonna come out. And that's what happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, but that's
that's
what
what
happened.
happened. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
And
And I
and
feel
that's
like
why
when we,
sometimes. Hmm?
yeah, no, no, go ahead.
No, but that's the reason sometimes you need to have the confrontation. Because if he
Right.
would come up to us straight away, would have come up to us
Hmm.
straight away, we would have told him like, this is what's up. And
Yeah.
then he would understand. He would like, oh shoot, I never thought of it like that. Or maybe, oh,
Right.
Alicia, you were next time do it this way. That is also an answer.
Mm.
But to
Yes,
sit on
also,
it for
yeah.
3 months, that's a problem. That's a
That's
problem.
too
And
long. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
giving the enemy way too much wiggle
To
space
build
in your
things
life.
up. Exactly. And that's what we
Yeah,
need to like, how do you say that? We need to prevent, right? Like
yeah,
for the
yeah.
enemy to start building things up within us. And that's why Papa
And
God is like, take it to me. Don't stay
yeah,
mad too long. Don't be in your
yeah,
feelings. Take it to me. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I told him. Like, this one thing I told him. Like, sometimes I love honesty. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the answer doesn't. I don't like the answer,
Yeah.
but it's still the answer, and that's on me to how do you say that? Manage my feelings. To
Exactly.
how? Yeah, it's on
To
me,
deal
but
with
you
that
still need to.
truth. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
it's okay. So I will always, sometimes you're gonna give me an answer and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't like this answer.
Mm,
But that's on me. That's not on you. So
yeah.
let's just hash things out. So I think it's such a
Yeah.
shame because his demeanor changed now
Mm-hmm.
after the last thing totally. But now it also changed towards my child. And now I have to rebuke you. So I told him, and he claims to be a man of God. So I told him in the name
Mm-hmm.
of Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
Papa God gave these children to me, and I'm going to tell you so. And after that, I don't think he really liked that, but I had to
Mm-hmm.
rebuke this. In the name
Yeah.
of Jesus, Papa God gave these children to me. And at the end of the day, when I go up and he's going to confront me, did you do,
Mm-hmm.
did you take care of my children? Did you do what I
Mm-hmm.
asked you to do for my children?
Take your
And
responsibility. Yeah. Yeah.
take your responsibility. I'm going to be saying, yes, I did. So
Yeah.
no demon or devil is coming against me and my children.
Nope.
I don't think he
Not
liked it
not at
at
all.
all. So
No.
he's not my
Yeah.
friend anymore. But I wasn't there to make friends because
No, in the
that's
first
the
place.
misconception.
Yeah.
I'm not there to make friends. I'm there to,
No.
I'm friendly. I walk in love. I always walk in
Mm-hmm.
love. Even when
Yeah,
you're rude,
amen.
I'm still walking in love. But
Mm.
you are not going to be used by your friend the devil and mistreat me and my
And
family. So that's not
nope.
gonna happen.
No, that's not exactly. And I
That's the
feel like
wrong mom.
also that's the right? You, Alicia, nah, that's the wrong mom. No, but I feel like with
Mm-mm.
confrontation, we often like the fear of losing people, or yeah, let me just say losing people or making enemies and everything is bigger than the fear of letting the
Yeah.
devil, the enemy, come and start building things up. Like we are so
Preach, go.
trying to please people more than obeying
Yeah,
God, and that's not
yeah.
okay. No. Mm-mm.
I need you to continue on this on the next episode. So,
Yeah.
because we've been talking for a half an hour, of course,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been talking for a half an hour. I'm
No,
sorry.
but it was so good, honestly. It was
but
good.
but
Yeah.
that's the reason why I think this is the best example why we need confrontation in our lives. It's
Yes.
not for the other
Yeah.
person, it's for you. So,
It's for us.
um this is part one of how do you deal with confrontation. There is going to be a part two, obviously. So I invite you to be a part of this, of course. You will see us live every Sunday at 4 p.m. Central European Time on the channel Alicia's Word. We will be broadcasting through Facebook and YouTube. On Tuesday and Thursday, I'm Alicia. I'm
You're
going to
Alicia.
be live on Alicia's Word. Yeah, because I'm Alicia, whatever, at 1 p.m. Central European Time. And on Wednesday, you are going to find Miss Chanel.
Yay.
So, so
Yes.
don't forget to like this and share this in your network and subscribe to the channel. And then we'll see you in the next episode. See you next week.
Bye.
Yes. Bye, ciao, people.